Hello YouTube, Nanna D here with her debut video. Figured I'd start this off by who is Nanna D. By now, you've probably figured out I'm a transgendered female, but that, what I am doesn't describe who I am. I'm a gamer. I've been gaming since the very beginning. I started out with Pong and with the Atari 2600 system. Matter of fact, I've had about every system except for the Xbox One. One day I'll go into why I didn't get that. I'll also go into why I didn't get the Wii or the Wii 2. Um, I'm 49 years old. I'll be 50 in April. I'm currently married, raising my 2 grandchildren. And there are a lot of things about me that over time I get to know about me and who I am and whatnot. More importantly is asking myself the reason why I'm doing this. Now, before I get into that, I do want to apologize for the sound quality and the picture quality on this. This is my first broadcast. I'm hoping as time goes by to get better, get more appropriate equipment. I'm kind of doing this on a fixed budget at the moment. I also apologize if the sound on this is very low. I have my daughter sleeping in the next room. She came over and stayed overnight helping us with the grandchildren. So I'm trying to keep my voice down as I do this. So why am I doing this? You may be asking, what are my plans with this? Being transgender, well, first of all, I've been called a lot of things in my life. I've been called everything from a motivational speaker to a abomination. I've been called the devil. I've been called an inspiration. There are a lot of things about me, a lot of things that I think I have to share with other people. And that's one of the biggest things I hope to do with this channel is to share with other people. Over the last 2 months, some things have happened that have got me thinking. First off was that my spouse was diagnosed with dementia. That's something I'll talk about later in the week if you visit my Facebook page or look around on the YouTube page. There should be a schedule of what I'm doing for the rest of the year as far as videos. But my wife got diagnosed with dementia. Last month, both my father and my mother ended up in the hospital. Anyone that knows me or knows my dad won't understand that's serious. Yeah, I actually felt that I was going to lose him. Then, of course, as most YouTubers know, Angry Grandpa, much beloved YouTuber, passed away recently. That got me to thinking. All those things got me to thinking. Well, of course, any YouTuber hopes to someday monetize their stream. For me, it's more important that I leave something behind. Leave something behind for my grandkids as they get older to understand who I was. At the same time, hopefully sharing my story with others, whether they be transgendered gamers, people going through situations like me in regards to my wife's health. Like I said, I will get into that in another broadcast. I hope to help others. I hope to leave a reminder, leave a mark. I'm a firm believer that I think the legacy that we leave behind is the lives that we touch other people. So that's been one of the main reasons I'm doing this. As far as what this channel will cover, you're not going to see PS4s or Xbox Ones getting busted on purpose or iPhones or things like that. I can't afford that. But you're not going to get scripted moments here either. What you see is what you get, especially beginning right off. I don't even understand how this stuff works, much less how to edit it or to script it. My technical advisor is my son, and he's currently 660 miles away. Hopefully, one day he will come down and visit, and will help me understand this stuff more. But what you see here and what you'll learn here is real. The trials and tribulations we go through. Um, being transgendered, that is an undertaking in itself. Add into the mix 3 grandchildren, um, and with what my wife's going through, and you've got a mix for stories to tell. That's definitely for sure. But I won't be just sticking to, any certain one topic at any time. I've got about a year and a half worth of material already figured out on what I'd like to do. The following next couple of broadcasts, one time I want to talk about games, because I am planning on starting tomorrow, or actually today, if you're viewing this on Friday. Hard to understand what day it is, but the holidays upon us, and as I said, real life, forgetting what day it is. That's the problem. You get to be my age. But one of the things I want to discuss is the differences between being an OG or an original gamer and being a gamer today. Is it better? I can't claim credit for the OG moniker. That was actually something that Snoop Dogg said, I think it was about 20 years ago, when he did an interview. He referred to himself as an original gamer or an OG, and I kind of ran with that because I've been there since the beginning of gaming. I mean, for me, an arcade started out as a pinball machine arcade. Going to talk a little bit about transgenderism on this channel. My advice, my trials, my tribulations. My advice for those going through it. Share a couple of stories in regards to that. Gaming, like I said earlier, gaming will be on this channel also. And sharing life stories. Raising 3 grandkids when you're our age is not an easy thing to do. But it's also rewarding, as much as you might want to wring their necks. Share the stories of my life, 50 years of life. Share the ups and downs that as a parental figure and a spouse and someone that raised a son, what that was like. Hopefully, I'm hoping that at least in the episodes to come, you'll find my broadcast a little bit more exciting than this. As I said, it's real hard to explain somebody in a matter of words. The only thing I can say really right off that I haven't said already is I'm also a college student studying for her bachelor's in accounting. I go through the Kaplan online courses. I'm hoping to one day get my master's. Kids don't do this at home, out there. Bad habit. Unfortunately, something I've done since I was in 6th grade. The one thing you'll see me with most of the time is either a can of Coke in my hand, a cup of coffee in my hand, or a cigarette. But I am a student. I'm no longer working. I used to work. I worked since I was 14. As I said, there'll be more about me in broadcasts to come. Like I said, this is pretty much just an introduction, just my way of saying hi. Yeah, like I said, definitely isn't scripted. I'm trying to. I had all these things in my head that I wanted to say, and of course they escape you at the last minute. Just maybe for a little bit more information on me. Like I said, I'm a gamer. I consider myself as my gamer tag, and any gamers out there that are on PS4. My gamer tag is Nanna __D. I'm a single player type of gamer. I consider myself a single player in a multiplayer world. because there's so much multiplayer out there, and games, in my viewpoint, have drifted off towards that. As far as YouTubers that I like, there's Boogie and his Francis. I love that. Really liked Angry Grandpa. Rest in peace. I am glad that Pickle Boy is continuing that channel and has so much content so that Angry Grandpa lives on, even since his death. Of course, Epic Rap Battles, another one that I love. I hope they come back from hiatus soon. Marlon Marbles is another one I like. When I'm not gaming or I'm not in school or watching YouTubes, I basically hang out with the kids, the grandkids. We like camping, a few things like that. And like I said, I'll get more into that as time goes on. The only thing I can say is I do appreciate any support that I do get from this channel and the people that take this time to watch this channel. Hopefully, you can take a lot away from my broadcasts. Yeah, like I said, the problem with being live is you have the dead periods. Anyway, my next broadcast, I believe, let me double check here. The next broadcast that I'm going to be doing is getting really better than it was 30 years ago. I'll share some of my views of gaming then compared to now. I do think in one specific area it has failed us. And I think there's one area that today's gamers really miss out on something that we had as back then. And I will share with that. I mean, of course, naturally, we're not talking about graphics. I just recently bought, for Christmas, we got the Grandkids, one of the 2600 replicas, and trust me, the graphics 10 times better. The one after that will be tips to transgendered individuals thinking about coming out. During that case, I'll share my story of how I came out to those around me and the after effects of it, and the advice I have for those that are transgendered and are thinking of coming out, or even if they're not transgendered, if they're gay, lesbian, bisexual, whoever they are. The other one I have after that is the one I call my spouse, my love, the pain in my. We've been together now for 7, going on 8 years. Been married for about 1.5 years of that. Almost longer than my first marriage. Almost. We're almost to that point. But there's been a lot of things that have happened in our life that really defined the strength in a relationship. I'm going to share a couple of stories during that on how we ended up with the Grandkids and the trials and tribulations that we've had since then, that including the one that shook me to my core. That may be an emotional one. There's a lot to share there and whatnot. And then after that, at the beginning of the year, I'm going to share when I plan to call my reflection. By that point, I'll have had a year, a week and a half as a streamer and a vlogger. Definitely not as easy as some of them make it look. And I'm going to share my reflection on that. Now, for those that are gamers, I am on Twitch TV. If you visit my Facebook, just search Nanna and last name D. That should hopefully take you to my page. There I do have a broadcasting schedule for the next week and a half, starting tomorrow, or I should say, for those that aren't watching this, I guess I should say starting the 22nd. I think, yes, the 22nd is when I'll be starting my broadcasts. They will be from 8 p.m. Eastern to 1 a.m. Eastern. My starting broadcast, the first one I'm going to be looking at is I'm going to look at the new game Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. Being as old as I am, I remember both series. So it has a special place in my heart. I'm going to spend 3 days with hands-on on that and talking about who I am, getting to know me a little bit better, taking questions, and sharing Christmas stories since we are in the Christmas season. After that, I have a couple of days. We're actually, which is a rarity, we're not going to have the grandkids for a week. That's very rare. And a couple of days, I'm going to try to relive the past and see if this old girl can pull an all-nighter like she used to when she was younger, when she was in her 20s. That should be an interesting experience. You may want to tune in for that. Who knows what I'm going to say or do. And then I have a couple other days. Let's see, what else do we have there? No, and some of the games we'll be featuring during that time. Let me see. Going to do Mafia 3 and talk about my thoughts on the Mafia series. Since I played all the way through 2, I actually 100%ed that game under another ID. I mean, don't let my gamer ID Nanna D fool you. It's currently showing just over 500 trophies. That's in the last 5 months, though. I started that ID as a new ID, and I'll get into the story some other time about that and why. But I'll be doing Mafia 3 one day. And then one night we're going to see how this single-player girl does in a multiplayer environment in Call of Duty World War II. Other than that, like I said, I will try to keep everybody posted in advance as to what topics I'm doing on what days, so you can get a chance to know which ones you want to see. I want to thank you again for taking the time to visit us here at my debut. Like I said, if you want to follow me, I'm on Twitch TV at Nanna__D. My Twitch is also the same. If you want to look me up on my Facebook, it's the same as my YouTube. First name Nanna, last name D. And I want to thank you for taking the time out tonight. You all have a wonderful, safe holiday and a fantastic new year. And we will see you again.